following is a presentation of TFNN. The Global Market Pulse with your host, John Logan. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044. Now, John Logan.
Hi, guys. Welcome back to the show. Hope you guys are doing well. Looking forward to the weekend here myself. Hope you guys are teed up, ready to take a break from the screens. But Friday's here. We're going to take a look at some currencies first. A little bit of a pullback in the S&Ps. You guys know that. Not a dramatic pullback, but we're sitting right on support. Actually, let's just hit the S&Ps really quick. Somebody's mentioning snap. That's going to be short-lived, guys. All right, weekly, daily, 240. Let's just hit that really quick. And new scanner is available for a download today. I'm going to get this on TFNN. So just letting you know about that too. So look, going back into the scanner, looking at the S&P structures here, green across the board still pretty much, but right now we talked about this 2370-75 area on the daily. We've come down and basically I wouldn't call it kissed it this morning yet, but got very, very close today. That's the situation there. Here's the 2371.5 on the 240. So really good support there, as you can see, kind of bouncing off that neighborhood. But what do you do with it now if you're waking up wanting to trade the S&Ps? Let's take a look at the breadth calculations. You kind of shifted over to negative on the ultra short term yesterday. You got to really pay attention to these areas. So the natural move would be to put your stops below this 2371 area and just kind of use that as a move up, kind of pulling back, market coming to you. But I'm not so sure we're going to have big bounces off of this area. So again, you got to pay attention to it. You got to keep your stops in force on this one. And I'm not really trading the S&Ps right now because I think you've got better edge looking at some of the internals. David White's messing with me there in the den. So some of those things that had showed some weakness, I just want to kind of get into those. A couple of these things we had put on the board before. Hormel Foods, let's just see. The market pulls back. Let's just check some of these things. We want to pull everything up, even if things didn't exactly go exactly how we wanted them. But Hormel Foods, intraday, we talked about waiting until 3570. That area was kind of, approached, backed off pretty well. That's kind of cool how that happens. Again, waiting to pick a battle around inflection points. And again, this is not the day trader's dream, but a couple other things that we've been looking at. I want to cover those really quick. I haven't looked at Kellogg this morning, and this is, let me get a weekly chart up here. This is one where, we'd looked at some resistance around 74.92. It didn't exactly work out, but that's okay. We had a little bit of a downside move off of that area when we touched it yesterday, but kind of rallied back on the close. Pretty painless situation no matter what. Let's take a look at Tesla. So again, this is one that caught that unfair low on the weekly, 241.53. Here's the daily situation. So we had a new daily profile appear yesterday and got even a little bit higher support on this. So again, Tesla's looking pretty supportive at this stage, trading 249.70 right now. We could move a little bit higher on this. I'm kind of terrified to buy this stock, but that's the way it goes. A couple of retailers, let's just see how they acted in yesterday's pullback. Target, namely, again, just really no hope here. Looking for another reason to come off. Actually closed a little bit down yesterday. Let's take a look at Macy's. And again, instead of trading the S&Ps, kind of maybe looking at something that, and here's kind of, big resistance on another brick and mortar store around 33.54. Still wouldn't mind trading this from the short side. Let's take a look at a couple other ones that we were looking at yesterday morning before the sell-off. Staples, man, a lot of these stocks actually lifted. But again, not wanting to get out of its own way. Big number to pay attention to on this one is 925. Let's take a look at Microsoft. So this is one right now. Looks like we're printing 63.88. So we're down a little bit lower here. And a Friday close within the profile here, I think you could actually, again, it's been a really strong stock, but lately that beta has kind of diverged. So I actually like this, believe it or not, trading a retracement on Microsoft with some stops above 64.10. This is kind of a trader move on this. It's not an investor move, or investor tactic. The investor tactic would actually be to add more at 59.33 on a stock like that. But you've got a little bit of a trading situation setting up on it. Let's take a look at Coca-Cola. Actually traded up too yesterday. So market has now come to you on Coca-Cola. 42.40. We said wait until we got up to that area. Now we're there. Love to see this thing pull back off of this area today with stops accordingly. Letting the market come to you, of course. Let's take a look at International Paper. Had a good day yesterday. This is, again, targets up top, 54.68. Talked about that 51.40 area. This is a nice, over 3-point move. So what's that in percentages relative to picking a battle at the bottom of the profile? What is that? 11%, 12, 13% maybe. Level 3 communications, we were looking at this yesterday as a short opportunity. This acted quite nicely, had a good move down. Again, trying to lay on top of things that are going to be painless if the market keeps rallying up. But 57.64, talked about this one. Kind of running out of gas there. Johnson & Johnson. So, again, this one just coming down into the top of the profile, 122.88, market coming to you and bouncing a little bit there. Not a bad day for that stock considering what the market did yesterday. Let's take a look at a couple of banks, and then we're going to hit some currencies and some futures when we come back, folks. Bank of America, still no new profile being put in here on the daily, so not a lot of danger long term. Talk about some more things when we come back, folks.
TFNN is excited to offer a brand new piece of market scanning software unlike anything the industry has ever seen. John Logan and his team have spent years developing their market profile tools to finally be able to release the TAS Profile Scanner Plus. And right now you can get a 2-week trial absolutely free just by visiting TFNN.com and providing us your name and email address. The TAS Profile Scanner Plus is the premier market profile based scanner in the industry. Powered by the acclaimed TAS proprietary algorithms, this feature-rich scanner is a standalone desktop software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Within 3 minutes of signing up, you can have the software downloaded and running on your computer with a complete roadmap of market indicators and inflection points to trade off using the TAS Profile Scanner Plus. Sign up today and try this amazing piece of software by visiting TFNN.com.
Tiger TV is an exciting way to experience TFNN programming. See high-definition video giving you crystal clear charts, as well as seeing some of the faces of TFNN's highly acclaimed financial experts with crisp, full-fidelity sound. Catch Tom O'Brien, John Logan, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Larry Pesavento, Think or Swim, David White, Andy Hecht, and Daryl Martin in crystal clear, high-definition audio and video. Tiger TV, exclusively at TFNN.com. Platinum, grains, crude oil, gold, copper, cattle, hogs, gasoline, natural gas, coffee, cotton, cocoa, and sugar. These are just some of the commodities mentioned in the most recent issue of Andy Hecht's Techno-Mental Commodity Report. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Techno-Mental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you will lock in the low rate of only $79 a month. Sign up right now for the Techno-Mental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen live during those shows and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. John takes your phone calls. Now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Hi guys, welcome back to the show. Somebody asked me to look at TLT. It's very similar, eerily similar to the 30-year Treasury, 10-year also. So here's 118.33, big number down there. Bounced a little bit today. Not much. Not bad, though. Let's take a look at the 30-year while we're talking about that. This is the big number down here. We're just coming down to it and sitting there. Didn't really bounce with the market moving up yesterday either, which is kind of concerning. It's market come to you time, though. I will admit that. Inflection points down there on both of those products. We're going to look at crude really quick. Let's take a look at the dollar first. Dollar came off. I'm not a big fan of being long the dollar right now. This is where we're at on the daily. Here's the 240s. So starting to show some cracks in the armor on the 240, but I'd rather see some new daily information to trade this. That being said, we're going to hit crude. This is the big deal on crude. We're just coming down into support area again on the weekly. Bounced up a little bit this morning. Lows have been 52.54. That's 52.43 there. Talked about trying to dig in between 52.43 and 52.98 for that long-term kind of collection area. I still like this trade from the long side. Gold has disappointed me. It's the way it goes sometimes, though. Caught a good move this past week, but right now it's a little too rich for my blood on the downside. We reached a low of 1225.70. So again, this is kind of really good risk reward scenario here. You just, again, every trade's not going to work out. I'd love to see this thing get back and have a weekly close above 1236. That would be ultra cool, but right now it's kind of a no trade. Sometimes you have to buy things higher. This is one of those cases. Even though we're bouncing a little bit here this morning, it's just, again, a dangerous play for longs here. We could continue to slide. Anything can happen. So right now that inflection point's been breached. and that means the daily and the weekly. So it is what it is. Let's see how silver's acting here. Similar situation. We just kind of breached the weekly unfair highs here, and that's just where you got to call it quits. And that reversal back in the box is kind of concerning. I just really hope gold and silver get going today somehow and get back above those areas, because I'm actually wanting to be long this. My screen's stuck here. Hold on, guys. Okay, here we go. Sorry about that. Let's just cover a couple of usual suspects more so here, and then we'll be off to the races. All right. So taking a look at May beans. I like how this thing is, it kind of did what it needed to do. It's coming down on the daily here. Good support at 1033, 1034. And that's really kind of bouncing also and coming down to this POC at 1035 on the weekly. So I kind of like the bean trade. I like the risk reward. Targets again up top 1070 on this, and stops below 1034. So I like that risk reward. Decent trade there, in my opinion. Has bounced a couple of times off this area already. It's kind of, you can look at this a couple ways. It's like, okay, we can look at it as lower highs, but I'm actually looking at it as consolidation to move higher on beans. All right. Jesus Christ, I got to turn that off. Sorry about that, guys. Let's take a look at natural gas. I know there's some natural gas traders out there. Here we go. All right, so this is kind of what I was looking for if you're trading natural gas, to get back above 2.735. We talked about that the other day. The only way to trade it would be to get back above there. A weekly close above there would be awesome. Then you could really use that as support if you're trading natural gas. Okay, let's take a look and see how the XLE is doing. All right, so here's the weekly. I still don't see a lot of edge in this trade, or a lot of the stocks in the XLE. Here's the daily. That was the weekly before. Not a lot of edge there. I really like the crude trade a lot more so than trying to trade the XLE right now. Some of the internals might be a little more attractive. Let's take a look at ExxonMobil. Okay. And by the way, John from Philadelphia, I just want to state that my elevator guy that I was going to try to have on today is actually flying to Colorado to go skiing. So I didn't want to mess up his utopia situation there today. But we'll try him on Tuesday. Cool. Very cool. Looking forward to that. I know you guys might be in different camps, so it's going to be interesting to hear both sides of the story there. ExxonMobil, this is the weekly. Had obviously a pretty big ramp up here towards the end of the week. Here's the daily. So again, why am I showing this, and what do you do with it? I mean, it's obviously not one of the stronger stocks in kind of a crude related sector, but it's kind of in no man's land down here. I still don't see a lot of edge. We always try to figure out where's the edge and what to trade based on the edge. And I had an email about this. I just don't see anything to really get too excited about ExxonMobil. Let's take a look at Apple. All right, so here's the story on Apple. Still, nothing super damaging here. Here's the 240s. This is all in the scanner. You've got all this information. So if you're looking and have to trade this, The inflection point's 139.21. And then you got 136.27. And what do you do with it? It's kind of a crapshoot. It's so far up in the ether right now. It's hard for me to go long, but it's kind of against my religion to not look for weaker stocks to short if you're looking for something to short. American Express. All right, so American Express, and let's see where we're at this morning. We're at about 80.15, so they've kind of reversed, come down to support here. Might have a little bit of a trading opportunity on the long side here. We'll be right back, folks.
TFNN has just launched a special event in Tampa with Tom O'Brien taking place March 18th, sponsored by Nadex. Tom O'Brien will be presenting 2 workshops for a combined 2.5 hours of education, bisecting and dissecting his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System. March 18th kicks off with a continental breakfast as we get everyone checked in, and that is followed by 2 75-minute workshops with Tom O'Brien. The first workshop from 8:45 until 10 a.m. will cover quality volume, cause and effect, and ABC structures, and the second workshop from 10:15 until 11:30 a.m. will cover swing points, testing, and the Tiger Gartley. Tom will then wrap things up with a question and answer session, which will be followed by a Tiger Luncheon Social on the rooftop of the Westin Hotel. The best part is that it's all free, but you must register to attend. Visit the front page of TFNN.com for all the details and to sign up today, and we hope to see you in Tampa on March 18th.
Today, it's hard to tell if the economy is coming or going. Regardless, I want my money going in the direction I choose. If that's your stance as well, then you want to know how Everbank can help keep your money thriving just the way you want. Is growing your money a priority? Everbank is committed to a yield pledge promise to pay high yields on your checking, money market, and CD balances. Looking to diversify? Everbank ingeniously developed accessible ways to spread your money around the world into foreign currencies and even non-FDIC insured metals. And when it comes to your wealth, they bring a highly experienced and global perspective to help you manage it. Everbank's financial philosophy flies in the face of the status quo. They believe your money's performance should not be determined by today's economic circumstances, but by the drive to rise above them and create opportunities that favor your objectives. If that excites you, like it does me, call 1-855-750-4051 to find out what they can do for you. That's 1-855-750-4051. Call them today. Everbank is a member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Until recently, it was almost impossible for the average investor to hedge against currency risk in Europe or Japan. For a bold trade on Europe or Japan that protects against moves in currency, trade HEGE or HEGJ, 2 times currency hedged leveraged ETFs from Direction Investments. Visit directioninvestments.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Wow, this is so cool. The fish and lure chicken neck feathers. John from Philadelphia's alerted me to. Place up in Happy Valley State College. Guy raises these, I guess, for specific reasons, obviously. Very cool. Very cool. That's one beautiful area. State College, Pennsylvania. Ooh. All right, let's hit a couple of things I was AXP finishing up with. These things have had a good run. It's it's hard to buy breakouts, but support area is not a bad idea. 79.80 on this stock. Just don't see, as I've been talking about before, not a lot of things that can go wrong for banks right now. Let's take a look at another stock that was on the radar screen. Kimco Realty. We've been talking about this one for a while, and Tom actually made me feel good because he validated this concept. Kind of the stock that, just extreme relative weakness relative to what the market's doing, and then just completely threw up again. Things on their lows go lower. Sometimes things just aren't on sale. This is kind of one of those cases. And if I miss things in the den that I'm supposed to do for you guys, just retype it, because sometimes things fly by in there. All right, a couple other stocks that we actually pointed out yesterday. Let's take a look at Urban Outfitters. This is one obviously just kind of didn't do what it was supposed to do, and this is what stops are for. So didn't have anything to really hang on to. We had a bottom of the profile here kind of reverse this week, so we could see actually now 28.62. That would probably be euphoric wins for all the guys who are long in that stock. Let's take a look at AES. This is our weekly in AES, just kind of still hanging around down here. Also BBY, Best Buys. God, a lot of these guys rallied yesterday, huh? So this is what stops are for. This is how things can get away from you too. So stops above 42.73, we talked about that. Sometimes you got to take the medicine. I'm just showing some things that had been showing extreme relative weakness now that it had rallied. Talked about Kroger also. Kroger. This one, just you see what happened there. That all happened yesterday, actually. And let's take we looked at level 3. I wanted to look at Monster Beverage here. All right, so they had the earnings. We always talk about trying to stay away from things before earnings. This is obviously a big deal. Now you've got to be looking at this 45.84 as some kind of support after a move like that. 45.84 down to 44.34 is a pretty good dig-in area for that. But trading these things before earnings is always kind of iffy. We always talk about staying away from those. So right now, NVDA also, this is extremely cool that this is happening. This is the first long-term technical damage on this stock if we close below 101.29 since forever. I mean, way back. Right. So then you might be able to kind of sell rallies up into 101.29 on NVDA. There were some cracks in the armor early on this, but now you got the weekly showing the technical damage too. So there were opportunities to trade this from the short side once we got that weekly new profile in force and the daily started confirming. You have been given some chances here to short this, but now the technical damage on the weekly is pretty significant. I'll say that. LBTYA. All right, so talked about this one being kind of weak, starting to show technical damage on the daily, and had some follow through yesterday, relative weakness type stock. I think this has got a lot more in it. Your targets down below on this one are 33.53, so at least another $1.25 or so. Let's take a look at Whirlpool. All right, so this is the deal in Whirlpool. we kind of reversed back in the profile, going back and kissed it. This actually might be somewhat of a long trading opportunity here, not an investment grade opportunity, but you might see a little bit of a bounce off these weekly unfair lows around 177.18 on Whirlpool. A couple other stocks we were looking at, SRCL. We were looking at this one because last week we reversed back into the profile, which is a great trade usually when you kind of do that key reversal back down into the profile. So 88.26, I think you can put some stops in above there. This has been a relatively weak stock, and we've got some technical damage on the dailies too. So I actually like this trade a lot from the short side. SRCL, Stericycle. Let's take a look at FLS. One that was on our radar screen yesterday, kind of coming back and kissing that weekly unfair high low and selling off 48.09. This is a pretty good short candidate right here if you're looking for ways to short the market. And let's go back to natural gas for a second. I think the months, actually we're going to look at that in a little bit. Here's the CSI 300 over in China. Had talked about kind of waiting on this one. Got a little bit of a reversal yesterday, but I think the big support on this one is 33.96. Let's just call it 3,400. You know, almost reached those targets up top of 35.21. Didn't happen, so I think you may have another opportunity down here a little bit lower, 33.96, to hit this from the long side. Let's see how this stock is acting in a pullback. Yeah, just nothing dramatic happening here on Amazon. God, that looks scary for shorts. Oof. I wouldn't touch this stock ever. Let's take a look at a couple other stocks when we come back. General Electric and a couple other stocks. We'll be right back.
Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors. TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com. Larry Pesavento has just started his brand new service, Fibonacci 24/7, and he's already delivering content to his subscribers on a daily basis when the market's opened and even on weekends. Each Monday, you'll receive Larry's written report that provides detailed commentary and a summary on the charts and videos that Larry sends out. And throughout the week, when warranted, Larry will send out via charts or videos or both the key markets that he is watching during the day. This will be up-to-the-date, active trading information that will help you in your daily trading. In Larry's first week alone, he sent out 25 charts, 6 videos, and a full report to his subscribers in just 1 week. If you're a technical trader that uses patterns and retracements to trade, then Larry's service Fibonacci 24/7 is something that you must try. Right now, new subscribers can get a full 30-day money-back guarantee. With nothing to risk, sign up now to Larry Pesavento's Fibonacci 24/7 by visiting the front page of TFNN.com under Trading Newsletters.
This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
Hi guys, welcome back. We'll see what was breaking down relative profiles. There's FLS yesterday, Delta Airlines, Caterpillar, no question there. We're going to take a look at Caterpillar. NVIDIA, there's that weekly breach that we just showed. Netflix, we're going to take a look at that. Target, poor Target. Whew. All right, so here's Netflix. We had talked about this as kind of a little bit of a scarier trade yesterday because a lot of times these fair auctions are completely explored, but again, you know, new profile, attempting to appear, new profile, and then talked about some targets, which are probably still in order down here at 137.29. So just like Tesla, that would be, you know, a trading opportunity on the long side, letting the market come to you type scenario. But on the daily, you know, we had talked about this thing looking kind of heavy relative to the market lately, and then you get that move. So decent little bang for your buck yesterday in Netflix. And still hadn't completed the cycle. So 137.29 is your target there on Netflix. Okay, we were going to look at, I'm losing my mind here, Caterpillar. All right, so, wow. Looks like we're printing about 94 already this morning. So here's the weekly on Caterpillar. Nothing crazy going on here. Let me just back up here so you can take a look at this. So you got massive support at 91.85. If you guys are long and just kind of the investor in Caterpillar, that's kind of where you got to call it quits, is getting a close below 91.85. But I still think you're okay in this stock. In fact, I think you could try to pick some up at 91.85. No problems. Volatility is going to happen, but that one doesn't really show any technical damage right now. Delta Airlines. So let's take a look at this one. So here's the weekly on DAL. Here's the daily. So, you know, what do you do with this? You know, you could have some more of a pullback on this, but you know, again, you probably got better stocks out there to short. But one thing I will say is, regardless of what I'm showing right here, you know, it just hasn't wanted to participate in newer highs. Something's kind of wrong here. So if you had to force me to trade it, I actually like what's going on now. Stops above 50.20. I love this reversal action, and you know, we could come down, but at least you got a stake in the ground base some defense around, at least. Let's take a look at Home Depot, how this thing acted in yesterday's massive pullback. I've been pounding the desk about this one on the long side for a while, and just no reason to take this thing off. I mean, this is, even yesterday, I mean, just look at what happened. This is a great, this company's in a great spot right now, put it that way. Let's take a look at the China A-shares bull situation. CHAU. Let's take a look at CHAD here. I'm plugging this ETF. Again, I really don't look at the levels on these two ETFs. I just look at the Shanghai, the CSI 300, and right now, we could come down a little bit more to find support at that POC on the weekly on the CSI 300. So that's the way I'm looking at that one. Okay. Going back into Iron Mountain, we want to look at that one, IRM. There you go. All right, so 36.46, that might be real print. Yep. All right, so what do you do with this? This is a stock that's kind of showed some relative weakness relative to the market lately, and yesterday just kind of stayed below profile. So if you're going to buy it, you've got to get back in the balanced area, which is above 37.06, it looks like. But right now, I actually think we could come down. So I'm looking at this more of kind of a short play with stops above there. I like how it closed below and just kind of consolidated right here. So where's the targets? 34.81, just a little short trade pullback into weekly unfair highs there. Oh, I'm not seeing my IM. Sorry about that. Hold on. Do we have a caller? Bob, are you there? Sorry about that.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, I didn't see my messages over here. I apologize. How are you today?
Oh, pretty good. How about yourself?
Good. Good to hear from you. You're in D.C.?
Yes.
The low-priced real estate area?
District of Criminals is a better definition. That's okay.
It's a beautiful area. In addition to it just has so much to offer up there. I love going up there. It's easy to catch a train up there from Raleigh. It's 5 hours.
It isn't bad, and yeah, you're right. On the East Coast here, the train traffic from about there up until you get to Boston is pretty good.
Yeah, it's 5 hours from Raleigh. It's about the time it takes to drive up there, and it drops you off right at the mall. It's very cool. It's awesome. What's on your mind?
Well, I talked to you, I think it was Monday or Tuesday, about the gold-backed dollar, and the fellow you had on had mentioned $3,000, which was sort of a target I had a long time ago, even right around the turn of the century. I was thinking 3,000, and I was thinking that way as a fractional reserve idea, where the real useful international price for it would be 30,000, but you deal with it only at 3,000, and it's very complex. It's something that isn't there, so it's all speculation. But I thought it was interesting when he came out and he said $3,000. I said, yeah, wow. But the thing that I find interesting this morning is one guy that I just subscribed to on YouTube, and also he's got some kind of a WordPress account, came out this morning, gold-backed Bitcoin. And, the thing that always bothered me with Bitcoin is that it was, what kind of a currency have you got when you know it's always going to fluctuate wildly? So if they could somehow come out and equate it with gold, then there wouldn't be a demand for the physical gold, and yet Bitcoin would have that solidity, that price stability that you need in that situation.
Can you hang out through the break? And I apologize for not getting to you earlier. We've got to go to break really quick. We're going to be right back.
Oh, sure, I'll be here.
Great. Thank you. We'll be right back.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to The Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Trader's Edge, heard daily at TFNN.com and author of Mastering Probability, a daily investment and trading newsletter service that I send out each morning by 8 a.m. My morning newsletter service covers exactly what the markets have been doing since last night's close, providing you with an edge on your trading day ahead. You get actionable trading ideas, including the exact entry, stop, and profit targets. Plus, I'll teach you the patterns and hidden market correlations that will make you a better trader. As a subscriber, you'll gain access to my 90-minute money management workshop, where I'll teach you the secrets that'll save your assets. The bottom line, I've got your back, including a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the type of analysis I provide each trading day by signing up for Mastering Probability today. With nothing to lose, this is an offer you should not pass on. Mastering Probability can be found under Trading Newsletters on the front page of TFNN.com.
Catch Larry Pesavento, a 40-year veteran trader. He uses pattern recognition, Gartley's, butterflies, ABCs, and Fibonacci in order to trade these markets. Trade what you see. Next on TFNN.
Hi, welcome back to the show. Bob, are you still there?
Yes, I'm here.
Awesome. So we were talking about maybe the concept of Bitcoin kind of indexing itself to gold, right? Is that?
Well, that was brought up this morning. I subscribed to somebody just over the last 2 weeks I have, and looks to be a brand new website. And it's very interesting. In fact, what he goes into for the most part is the fact that there's going to be, there's going to be a Fed meeting, not a Fed meeting, the 3 Fed governors are all having, or 3 of them are all having lunchtime presentations today, which is really suspicious because today they're supposed to come out with, normally they come out with the jobs report, but it didn't come out. So, but he titled the thing "Gold-Backed Bitcoin," and he just made that offhand comment at the end of this posting. But and I think it's an interesting concept. But I just noticed it, and as soon as I saw it, I said, "Wow, that is a different idea. It's coming from a different perspective. And I know Bitcoin I never really wanted to get involved with because it fluctuates so much. But if the fluctuation can be decreased, it would indeed become maybe the currency we're all looking for.
Yeah, I mean, the whole pure concept of Bitcoin, I don't know if that would ever really be something that I don't even know if they would want. I still haven't got my head totally wrapped around it. But a lot of people have, a lot of big companies, the JP Morgans and everybody else in the world has kind of delved into putting money towards some form of, at least research on it. And if they're going to index gold to it, I don't know why somebody just wouldn't trade gold and just kind of Bitcoin, would maybe kind of fall by the wayside. I think the premise of it is just a little more than indexing it to gold.
Well, I had the same, if I might say, I had the same conclusion that you do. I don't trust the electronic money.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I just thought the idea was interesting, and it's that kind of thing. Now, when I first brought up the gold-backed dollar, one reason is that you can see that the government is targeting Russia, and Russia has strong oil reserves and also natural gas reserves, and the world is on not a dollar basis but a petrodollar basis. So if they wanted to cut off Russia in a certain way, they'd want to get away from the petroleum-based currency idea and go someplace else. So that's another reason I was thinking about it. But
you're way ahead of me, Bob. I'm so simple-minded. I just literally have to try to look at the technicals. I've tried to overthink things before. I don't know if you're trading you're not trading Bitcoin. It seems like, right?
Not at all. I've never touched it.
Right. Yeah. So I haven't either because I've kind of seen some people decimate themselves trying to trade it, and it doesn't sometimes make a lot of sense. But I'm kind of just strictly on the technicals that I go over every day, and I've tried to overthink some trades myself before, and gotten stubborn about things because why wouldn't it go up or why wouldn't it go down? This doesn't make sense. So I appreciate all the comments though. These are great.
Okay.
Great perspective.
If you want to take a look at it, his site is stocktipster.net. So I mean that's maybe
I'll write
that's
that
where
down.
the idea came from.
Okay, man.
Okay.
Thanks for joining
have a
us.
great day. Yep.
Thanks, everyone. Stay tuned for Larry. He's back.
Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns, as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.
This is TFNN.